all we're getting are white and blue boosters, and the Z moves are bugged. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. Now, this update has been live for a little bit over 24 hours, and there's a lot of people kind of complaining about what's going on, specifically what I said at the beginning of this video. But let's play devil's advocate just a little bit, okay? Let's look at this notice that we got back on the 28th. There was one thing that they detailed in League Match, right? Following the Z-powered update, we plan to add a new reward function to League matches as a way to provide you with new figures. With this mechanism, you will get more new figures the more you duel, which will also bring more fun to League matches. We plan to implement a service that you can purchase to upgrade these rewards so you can more easily get figures you want and enjoy a variety of decks. The service is meant to replace boosters as a way to offer new figures. So currently, right now, people are, like I said, they're complaining because all they're getting are white and blues, and it's kind of forcing people to play more and more. Not necessarily forcing people to play more and more, but if you're anything like me, sometimes, like when the night ends, I just want like a gold booster or a rainbow booster opening so I don't have to play. It's not that I don't want to play, it's the fact that yeah, I actually don't want to play after I played about 4 matches and then ripping my hair out because of RNG. So but it's saying that they're gonna give us a reason to play League, but right now we're kind of jumping the gun because the Z-powered update hasn't happened yet. That's early 2019. I think they're just using this as a like a soft release just to see how people are retaining it. Also, they say, let's go on to the other side of the coin. In addition, we are altering a rate at which each time booster appears at the rate and the rate at which figures drop from them to increase your enjoyment of duels and time boosters. Now, it doesn't specifically say if they're going to alter the rate in which we get gold boosters or rainbow boosters or blue boosters or white boosters. It just says we are altering the rate at which each time booster appears and the rate at which your figures drop from them to increase your enjoyment. I mean, we can correlate increase our enjoyment with rainbow boosters, but we're kind of not seeing it here. But we're just going to relate it back to this. This is when we get the Z-powered update. So I believe there's going to be a reason for this, okay? Now, let's go back to the other side. If we're going to be playing so frequently, if we're only going to be getting white and blue boosters, this needs to change. This lock booster can't be like a countdown of 12 hours. Like, if we're going to continue to get this needs to decrease to about, I don't know, 6 hours, maybe half the time. Because, honestly, now that I'm opening these, and let's say I open up this 1 hour one and it's done, I don't really want to play because it's not going to go to my locked boosters. So that covers the boosters. Let's talk about the Z powers and how they're a little bit bugged. I saw a video from SHD. There was one of their opponents was confused. They Z powered. They were going to try and evolve. I think it was like a Squirtle, and they attacked, but the figure was not confused upon the attack. To me, that is definitely a bug. However, I've not seen this. Please let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen it. If you attack somebody who is paralyzed or burned, do they have is their will piece? Do they have a slice missing? Please let me know in the comments below. But yes, I believe this is a bug. Otherwise, they would have explained it in the notice, like when you Z power, when you Z move your Mon versus the other Mon will have a clean slate and will not be status. Like, it would have been mentioned. Since it was not mentioned, I believe this is definitely a bug. Also, from these lock boosters, we were getting like minimal materials, like 1 through 3. That's not enough for anybody to want to warrant a grind because they want their new figures. We want these material to obtain these new figures. If we're only getting 1 and 3, like I said, Dread, he like did the math and I forgot what it was, like 4 or 5 years to get 1 figure. Only if you're getting the 1 through 3, but I believe hopefully after the Z power there's going to be an increase of how we're going to be obtaining these materials. Let's take a look at League, because with the Z power, or the Z, I keep calling it Z power, the Z moves, we've seen a lot. We've actually kind of seen a substantial decline in dragon decks. I mean, take a look at what we have here. That's not necessarily dragon. There's no Ray. Ultra, I've actually seen more Ultra Beasts since this update, which is kind of weird because you think the Z moves kind of counter the Z or the Ultra Beast. But we okay. There's one. There's two. Maybe three. That's kind of a hybrid. That's not necessarily. I would say about, so we've added what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, out of 20 players, 10%, 2 of them are rocking dragon decks. Is that 10%? I think that's 10%. I don't know. Dread, check my math, brother. But yeah, dragon decks are kind of gone. So if you're a dragon user and you change decks, whatever you change it to, I'm curious. I want to know. So take a look at my deck. When we got the update, I was like, all right, how am I going to counter these the Z moves? I think, everybody's going to be rocking Zoro. I think Zoro is going to increase, but I kind of want to use figures that punish people for attacking them. The only problem is evolutions, man. Evolutions, mega evolutions, that kind of counters my, my deck, because my plan is to, if you attack me, you become frozen, and we're going to permafreeze, permafrost you, permafreeze, whatever, with the Kiro. But with evolutions, it's kind of hard. And I've actually seen like 3 different fire decks. Date is one of them. Date has a really cool fire deck. Hopefully it sends me some duel ideas so I can show it to you guys. But fire decks destroy this deck because, they have the flame sphere and I can't freeze them. Seen a lot of water decks, so water decks kind of counter fire decks. So there's just, I don't know. I think the Z moves have shaken up the meta a little bit, and I'm actually happy about it. All right. So before we go, I have 2 matches that I do want to show you guys. They're pretty entertaining matches, so let's jump into match number 1. All right, guys, in this match, we are going up against a dragon deck, and this was last night. This was my first match. We're going up against Bruce. So they're going to go first. They're going to Dragon Sphere here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the basics, the Shuppet wall with my Mars Chateau in the center, and they're going to bring on my Kirom in the back because I do want to set up both of my, well, actually, I want to set up both of my, I can't even think. My Alolan Vulpix is right here. So I'm going to set up one, and then I realize on this side, Lucario can check anything here. Anything on the bench and anything right here. So I'm like, Lucario is actually a good play to put right here instead of the other Vulpix. So they're going to bring up that Ray. I'm like, that's fine. We're going to bring back our Vulpix. They're going to bring up their Zoro. And now what I decided to do here, I decided to bait this opponent. And I decided to attack here. I'm going to tell you why in a second. After we get the roll. I hate, remember? I hate how we can't stop it. Alright, so what I decided to do is I decided to attack this mon. Because what I want to do, ideally, the plan is to get the double kill. I want to get the fly, and I want the fracture to get the guillotine. Here's the thing is, I didn't DC, and there's a reason why I didn't DC. There was a video I made way back when on when you should use your plates, and kind of like the Z moves to win if you're going to lose, or to put yourself in a serious advantage. Now, the reason why I didn't DC is because it was very unlikely that the Ray would hit the fly. And if, I mean, I could have DC'd, and maybe if he hit his fly or his attack, his gold, I could have maybe tried to get the grass knot. But if I DC'd there and nothing happened, I would have been out of play. But because I did not DC, we actually got rid of a figure, and now they're going to feel obligated to burn a plate, use their max revive. So that's why I didn't DC there, and I'm at no loss here. I'm at no loss. They're in no position to take any commanding points on the board, so I feel like that was a great play. And the reason why I did that play, I'm going to stop it again. I kind of have like a general strategy that I like to run. I'm gonna call it like the Rico. So we basically have the Shuppet wall. We have the swap spot. So what I want to do is I want to put one figure right here or right here, and I want the opponent to counter by putting their figure right here, and then I'm going to swap spot and get rid of that figure. I couldn't do that with the fracture right here in the center. So for me, I was like, okay, I think this fracture is a threat. I mean, I know we have the Mega Ray, but we do have the Vulpixes to check them. So I was like, okay, let's get rid of this immediate threat, and we did. Because it disrupts the board and disrupts your movement. Now that we got that off the board, we're good. All right. So let's play back. We're kind of just filling each other out. And here he goes. He burns his plate. He does his max revive. He comes up here. I kind of wanted to max revive here, but I wasn't in a position, like I said, to do the Rico. So I see him moving the Zoro. I was like, okay, so now I'm going to do that. I'm going to slowly move here. I see him into position. I'm like, great, we're going to move here. I don't think he's going to attack, and he does not. He doesn't see it coming. He only moves the Altaria there. So now we're going to pull it. Maybe should have been patient and played the Mighty Sphere first so they can be in my PC. But I was a little excited to pull the trigger a little early. But I don't want any part of this Ray, so I'm going to get out of here. And I'm in range of Fly Cheese. Thank God he does not get the fly. Probably would have been salty there, but it would have been my own fault. And I realized that I'm in range for the Fly Cheese, so we're going to cover up with the Vulpix. And now they're going to attack my Kyurem, which I wasn't. I mean, both their wills are pretty similar, so I was okay with this matchup. Ideally, I would want the Decidueye there. But now I'm going to take the entry point. They're going to attack, and we're just going to hope for the freeze there, because then we can move over our Kyurem. So he's going to attack. We do get the freeze because we are threatening. I don't know why he just didn't get out of the way. We are threatening this around. Well, I guess he was going to get surrounded either way. But we do freeze him, so now we can move the Kyurem closer. I see my opponent moving this way. I don't know why he's going to attack here. And we could also get the freeze on here, but the opponent gets to fly on the dodge. And now I was like, you know what? Let's test it out. Let's test out this Z move. Ideally, I mean, it's okay. I mean, that slice is pretty small. Ideally, you want to attack against figures that don't have purples. But we do get the fortunate roll there. However, we do become burned. But that's... Oh, dude, these animations, these Z-moves animations are so cool. So he has to cover up, and because he has to cover up, then we can then surround the Ray, which is a Mega Ray, which is a huge threat. And I don't try to stop. If I was my opponent... Okay, so they're not rocking the DC. I was going to say, it probably would have been a better play if they DC'd with the Ray. See, if I was right here, he's right here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no, I was thinking counterattack for some reason, but I didn't have both entry points. But yeah, if he had the DC, it would have been better with Ray. But anyway, now he's going to counterattack because I have both entry points. And he's going to go after my Mars Shadow. And this, I mean, it could go either way. Fortunate for me, we do hit the best roll, and he does not hit the Daze. So now I'm going to DC here. We're going to go after this Zoro with my Lucario, hoping that we can hit the Aura Sphere. And we do. Let's go. And now my opponent's in trouble. He has to somehow get rid of my Mars Shadow with his Altaria, his Mega Altaria. And even if he does, we still have the Mega Lucario. We can Mega the following turn and go after this Mega Altaria. But he does get the final song, and we do get the Spectral Thief. And that is going to be GG boys to Sir Bruce. My arm is sore from my workout today. All right, let's jump into this second and final match of today's episode. All right, guys, we are back, and like I said, I've been playing more Ultra Beast for some odd reason, and look what we got here. We have the old school, like, annoying. I don't know. There was a lot of annoying today. I feel like in every video, I'm like, this is annoying. This is annoying. There's a lot of things that annoy me. But this member double Mega Ampharos. So annoying. But anyway, Ampharos and the Ultra Beast decks. I feel bad for anybody who, you know, invested in Ultra Beasts, and let it be a lesson. Do not invest too much in a specific deck, because it's just the power creep is just gonna continue to get countered. But this man is rocking double Feeny, dude, and I was like, really? And look at this, 4 double chances, and I was like, oh man, this good thing. I mean, thank God he doesn't have a recycle. But yeah, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be somewhat of annoying, and I'm basically gonna have to rely on my Z move just to beat this player, Gwen Stacy. So I'm gonna go first. I'm going to, anytime you go first and you're playing like a slow deck, and my opponent Stacy makes a big mistake here. Like, this could have been game right here. So I'm obviously gonna take this opportunity. We're gonna DC, and he gets the Pawnee, and I was like, oh my god, whatever. But anytime you have a slow deck, you're going to want to take the entry point, grab a figure, preferably Lucario, Mega Lucario, and you're going to Mega, and you are just going to rush. And that's exactly what we do. I mean, I am aware that this opponent does have the 2 Feenies. I know he can come on the board, which is fine. So we're going to move the Decidueye. Decidueye has the best shot, I believe. And he's going to DC. He's looking for the Pony, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, doesn't even get the pony. He just gets the straight KO, and I'm a little salty there, but I'm like, whatever. We do still have 3 MP figures on the bench. We can cover goal. We're still okay. So the opponent is going to DC here again. Trying to get that pony, trying to get rid of either my Marshadow or my Lucario. We get the spin, and he gets the Muddy Water, and I'm like, okay, just don't hit the pony. Please don't hit the pony, and he does not hit the pony. I'm like, okay, this is good. Now we have to move on our other Vulpix. And, dude, right out the gate, 3 DCs just like that. And we hit the damage. I'm like, okay, just one more time. Hit that white for me, and that's pretty much GG, boys. But, of course, he's going to hit the Pawnee. Of course, he hits the Pawnee, and there goes my Lucario. So, we're going to stop here. The reason why I moved to my Vulpix, this deck kind of relies on Selly. Getting their Rendezvous. Like, it's an Ultra Beast deck. You guys know how Ultra Beast decks, they're going to try and, you know, call signal cheese. So, I figured, I was like, okay, I figure they're going to get the Sastelia on the board. And because he's 1 MP, I can go up with my Vulpix, and then if he, then it's gonna be my turn, and then I can move up my other Vulpix, and then I'm basically trying to force him off the entry point, and that's exactly what I do. So I move over here, and he does that. He basically baited, follows, and I'm like, I don't care if you get the Rendezvous, but we get the dodge. And I'm like, all right, this is actually better because now we can take the entry point with my Vulpix. Actually, no, it's not better. You probably should have. It would have been better if he got it there. So my opponent DCs, and he attacks the wrong Vulpix. He does not attack the Vulpix that's on the entry point. If you attack the one that's on the entry point and it becomes frozen, he can bring his Mons on. But he attacks this one. And now he's frozen, and I still have my Vulpix on the board. So now we're going to move up my my Kyurem, and that is Permafrost. And then my opponent's going to attack the only move that he has, and of course he gets it. And I was like, dude, you've got to be kidding me, right? You've got to be kidding me. But we're going to max revive here, and because we have our Z gauge, because we have a Grass type Mon, we're going to do this. And now my opponent, since we do not want to allow this Ampharos to Mega. We don't want anything coming back. So we're going to immediately Z move, and we're going to hit that Bloom Doom. And like I said, the animation just looks so cool. So now he's going to move up with the Celestial. Hold on, wait. He's going to attack here, and we needed to survive a roll here. But we actually win a roll. I actually wanted to survive a roll, because if we survived a roll, then I would have moved over my my Decidueye, and then the opponent probably would have max revived with the Ampharos. But why I paused it was, what does his Mega do? Can he bring back banished figures? You may move one of your Pokemon in the Ultra Space or PC next to the... Okay, so actually he wouldn't have been able to. For some reason, I immediately went after that Ampharos because I thought he was going to be able to bring back the Tapu Finis. But it's only the Ultra Space and the PC, so probably should have went after the Pheromosa. I don't know. What do you guys think would have been the better play, the Pheromosa or the Ampharos? But anyway, we win that roll, and we are relaxed. We're going to slowly try and creep up. The opponent's going to attack me with the Nihilego. Have a good shot at hitting the call signal, which they do. And because that steadily is frozen, we are going to move through it. And now the opponent only chance is to attack, and we do get the Baby Doll Eyes. We get the clutch with the Vulpix and Vulpix Vixen. I hope you're watching the Vulpix. I know it's not a Alolan Ninetales, but it is the Vulpix covering or capturing the goal. We have a lot of testing to do, man. This ice tech is not working out for me, and it's kind of frustrating me. So we're going to go back to the drawing board and mess with some more figures. Please let me know in the comments below what decks you guys are running. If you're changing decks, if you're still rocking the Ghost, if you're still rocking Dragon, or because of the Z moves, you're kind of transitioning into different type of decks. Now remember, I know a lot of people are kind of a little frustrated, but let's just be patient. Just be patient until 2019. Until we get the Z update, we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.